Hello, welcome to Daily News from Marja'iyat TV. Memorials of Lady Fatima, peace be upon her, at the house of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. The house of the Grand Shia Jurist Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Shirazi in the holy city of Qom hosts memorials of Lady Fatima Zahra, peace be upon her, coinciding with the martyrdom anniversary of this noble lady. These commemorations are held at the presence of the Grand Jurist himself and are attended by various groups of religious scholars, clerics, activists, and public groups of Shia believers. Starting on the 1st of Jumada Thani, these commemorations will continue for 3 consecutive days. Iraqi pilgrimage caravans visit house of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. Members of Maksura pilgrimage caravan visited the house of the Grand Shia Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Qom and met with His Eminence in person. These visitors, who came from the city of Kufa in Iraq, also listened to a speech by Sheikh Jassim Adib. Furthermore, the caravan of Siddiqatul Zahra visited the house of the Grand Jurist and commemorated the martyrdom of Lady Fatima Zahra, peace be upon her. Sayyid Jafar Shirazi, the son of the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi, joined these pilgrims and delivered a speech to them. It is worth noting that the Shia Societies Association, dependent to Imam Shirazi World Foundation, hosted these pilgrimage caravans as well. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi hosts scientific figures in Holy Najaf. The Office of the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Najaf holds weekly gatherings. These gatherings are attended by scientific and cultural figures, including Ayatollah Sayyid Murtaza Shirazi and Ayatollah Sheikh Hussein Fedai, as well as some other seminarians and clerics. The speakers at these gatherings talked about the great character of Lady Fatima Zahra, peace be upon her. Lady Fatima Conference hosted by AhlulBayt Center in Madagascar. AhlulBayt Center, dependent on the Office of the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi, held a conference in Mahajanga city of Madagascar to honor the martyrdom anniversary of Lady Fatima Zahra, peace be upon her. This conference was attended by groups of youngsters and lovers of AhlulBayt, peace be upon them. It is worth mentioning that AhlulBayt Center also held morning commemorations for 10 consecutive days. Managers of Sayyid Shuhada Seminary visit AhlulBayt Center in Baghdad. AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center, dependent on the Office of the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, hosted groups of directors and managers of Sayyid Shuhada Seminary over the past few days. Mr. Ali Sarwai, the director of AhlulBayt Center, welcomed these visitors. During this visit, some books were donated to the library of Sayyid Shuhada Seminary, and both sides emphasized on further joint programs. Nonviolence Incorporation releases a statement on 9th Revolution anniversary in Egypt. Coinciding with the 9th anniversary of the revolution in Egypt on January 25th, Nonviolence Incorporation published a statement that reads as follows. The Egyptian revolution was aimed at curbing the financial and administrative corruption of the ruling regime, securing and gaining public freedoms, and achieving economic prosperity and improving the livelihood of people in the country. The Egyptian people rose up without exception and with the hope of a better future, achieving favorable conditions and ending the despotism, authoritarianism, and the rule of dictatorship. Another demand of the Egyptian people was to enjoy a new environment and to enjoy democracy, pluralism, and participation in political and economic decision-making that had been denied for decades. Today, as Egypt's modern-day history experiences many ups and downs, the Nonviolence Incorporation calls on the current leadership in Egypt to learn from the past and do their best to carry out their main responsibilities. Especially in the area of human rights and freedoms, the current government should learn from the past mistakes. This human rights organization also calls on the Egyptian authorities to pursue realistic solutions along with effective policies that seek to free political prisoners and the prisoners of conscience and grant people the public and individual freedoms they were asking for. Another thing that should not be overlooked is having a plan to improve the livelihoods of Egyptians in line with the Growth and Development Program, which will ensure economic and social stability and security in the country.